Hey Taurus, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Four of Wands and Five of Swords. Something that you've been closing in on, it looks like is about to happen. If you have been waiting for some type of breakthrough, I'm seeing that is going to be taking place. What I'm seeing with Four of Wands and Five of Swords, this can be like something that's supposed to be a place that feels safe to you, a place that feels stable to you, and it can even be like things are supposed to be good, but Five of Swords can be like still feeling guarded about that. Like usually you would see this and it's like, oh, this is happy, or like things are working well and things are all right. But having this look at it, this can be triggering for some reason, or one may feel like I can't allow my heart to be involved in this because I feel I need to protect myself. Where when you see this, you would think like, oh, it's a time of celebration or things being stable, or it highlights a relationship where stuff is good. Five of Swords can almost be like, I can't allow myself to relax. I'm not feeling safe right now. There is going to be a breakthrough. It feels like this has been a long time coming. Looks like it's been kind of a confusing time as well, Taurus. Okay, so what are we seeing here? Okay. Four of Wands can tend to be something that you're involved in where there's a regularity to it. Four of Wands can potentially be like a serious relationship or commitment that you're involved within, something that you put a lot of your energy into. And you can want this, you can want things to be good, you can want things to feel harmonious. But Five of Swords being there can feel like there's a block that you've been experiencing. This can be your own energy where you feel like you just like can't really, maybe you feel like you can't trust something. Five of Swords, if it's the other person, you can feel like they're not being vulnerable with you, or like they're not letting you in. That can be the feeling as well, and there can be like a disconnect because of that. Kind of like, I'd rather say stay away from what I want if that means that I'm safe, versus if I allow myself to go there, I could get hurt. And it feels like there's something along the lines of that's happening. I'm seeing that there's going to be an emotional breakthrough. And what this feels too is that you can be seeing Eight of Cups here. There could have been a toss-up, and there could have even been a question of whether or not you belonged somewhere. However, I'm seeing two cards that represent like not being reactive, because there may have been a move that you wanted to make and you may be still just figuring out what you're doing and what's going on. This can mean too that some ice ends up being broken. Okay, another thing that this can mean as well, with Four of Wands, and we see that as like, okay, things are good, and you look at Five of Swords and be like, why are you being like that if things are being good? But it can be the part of you that feels like you can't break out of this for some reason. You can be having a really hard time letting things go. You can be having a really hard time being vulnerable here. You can feel like you need to be protective of yourself. Having Ace of Swords feels like there's going to be some sort of advance that's made. There's going to be some type of breakthrough. There's going to be some type of clarity that feels like you have been maybe waiting for, like, when is something going to change, or like, are things going to stay stuck like this? Ace of Swords feels like something that happens that then gives you something that you need, and it can even be a moment of you understanding something. It can be a moment of truth that feels like, now I can actually see what's going on here. Having Temperance there feels then like you're going to work with this in some way. So this breakthrough that's happening, you're going to be doing something with it. You're going to be working with it. With the Nine of Cups and with the Eight of Pentacles, that looks like something that you want and something that you've been working on, that you've even wanted to be working on. Eight of Cups is this feeling of potentially stepping away from that, which I'm not necessarily understanding yet, because if Nine of Cups is something that you want, and Eight of Pentacles shows like not only have you wanted it, you've invested a lot in it, and it's something that is obviously important to you. Why then the Eight of Cups? Like, why would you walk away from that? This can be the other person's energy too. Oh, for some of you, maybe somebody walked away. Whoever this was, that's really interesting. Okay. What I'm seeing is that if this is not your energy, or I guess even if it is, what's clarifying Eight of Cups is King of Wands and Five of Cups. And this means that somebody could have walked away from a situation and walked away like they were. King of Wands shows that they were the ones that were like, I'm gonna do this. Like, they were the ones that initiated this. They were the ones that stepped out. But Five of Cups shows this person feeling regretful of that. But I get the feeling that with Four of Wands, like, things supposed to be good and things supposed to be right. And also too, Four of Wands, like, everything being good within the relationship for the most part, like, things are the way that they're supposed to be. Five of Swords can really be a block. It can be a block in the heart space where one is like, yeah, everything's okay, but I'm just like not there with myself. I can't really like let this in, even though Four of Wands is something that could really be enjoyed, and there can be like partnership, there can be connection, there can be stability in that. Five of Swords is somebody that's like feeling very dysregulated because they're looking at something that is not a threat and perceiving it as being a threat with the Five of Swords. And then having Ace of Swords feels like a breakthrough that one has, but that it takes time to get to this breakthrough with Temperance. Like, it takes a little bit for one to get there. I'm seeing something that one wants, something that they've invested a lot in, and then Eight of Cups can be, again, that like walking away from something. Something that one wants, walking away from it. Now, like, how does this make sense exactly? If somebody's not allowing themselves to go there and to be like, I do want this, or this does matter to me, they're going to protect themselves from what they actually want, protect themselves from maybe that being taken away from them. It will be that type of move that's being made. And so later on, when someone's coming back into a grounded space, they'll look at that and be like, what did I do? I walked away from something that I wanted. You know, it's that moment that somebody can really realize that they weren't recognizing what they had because they weren't connected with their heart space. They were connected more so with their defense mechanisms, and they were seeing vulnerability as being unsafe, and so they pushed away something that they wanted. And could have like been trying to be like very stoic about it, but like, is there anything stoic about that? This person is probably very scared to even like allow themselves to feel and be in a place that is an emotional place. Now, seeing Knight of Cups and seeing Three of Cups feels like whoever this Knight of Cups is, they're reaching out to another person and saying like, hey, can we make up? Hey, can we try to make this better? Hey, can we hang out? Can we like try for something? And I'm also seeing too, Four of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and this can mean that somebody like hasn't really let go of this and they're wanting things to sort of come back together. So it feels like that the same person that walked away, and I'm seeing them be characterized here as the King of Cups, this person that walked away, they're then the same person that says, hey, can we actually bring it back together? Hey, can I actually come back? I feel like they walked away and were like not in great shape at all. I'm seeing Five of Pentacles. Could have also like stepped away and then been like very lonely. Can also feel like they don't have anyone to talk to, is the feeling that I get from this. But I feel like it's specific to you. Like, yeah, I feel like it's specific to you actually. You can be making a choice like whether or not you want to be with this person or like what you want to do with the relationship. You can be not sure about what to do. I feel like yeah. Someone wants things to be harmonious. What they want is a relationship with you. They'll be very clear about that. That's what the message is about. But you can feel guarded towards this person based off of what happened. I feel you almost like, I feel like you guys switched places with one another, because now I'm seeing it be like you feel like guarded towards this person because of getting hurt, because of what they did, because of them like not being vulnerable with you. It's like now they're being vulnerable with you and being like, hey, I really want this, when maybe that was not what they were doing before. Five of Swords is that part of you that's like giving them the side eye just because like you already had this, what are you doing? And it feels like you maybe don't want them to disturb what it is that you currently have going on, what you're working on, but there can also be a part of you that's maybe thinking about connecting with them, possibly. But there can be a part of you that feels really guarded. I feel again like you switched places with this person. Before they were doing something and they were in the Five of Swords and you could have been like really open with them, and then based off of what happened and like what they were doing, you could have like switched places with them. So now they're the one that wants something with you and they want things to be like this with you and things to be all right, and you can feel like you need to be protective of yourself. I'm not saying you need to be, but you can feel like you need to be. Like there can be a part of you that's like maybe having a hard time being vulnerable with this person. This can be a part of yourself that you've worked a lot with, and you can be trying to like ease into your heart space. I do feel like it's possible for you to have a breakthrough with this person. That's not the only option. More than anything, I feel like ultimately this is about you working with your ego when you feel triggered and getting to a point where you can actually see things clearly beyond just like being blinded by your emotions and your thoughts about things, to the point where you're not seeing things in the purest, most clear way possible. But yeah, maybe what's not being seen now is the fact that there's a shade of fear that's coloring things. Because having Knight of Cups, this is someone reaching out, let's say to you. Three of Cups would be them saying like, hey, I want to reconcile with you. Five of Pentacles can be you looking at this and being like, I don't know if that's possible. This is not the type of situation that I want to be within. And that limitation or that cap that you're putting on things of like, is that even possible between us? It's like not allowing you to see things clearly, and it may not be allowing you to see the potential of your relationship with this person, or even that this is like a good thing coming around now. You know? Because I am seeing Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and so this feels like somebody that's significant to you. You may just be having a challenging time right now because of like not wanting to get hurt, and you can feel like you're also very vulnerable currently. Five of Swords and Five of Pentacles, this can be like, I feel like I have to look out for myself, and I also feel like in doing that, it sort of like separates me from letting anyone in. So now I'm feeling isolated. I feel a lack of support. I feel sad. I feel alone. But I'm also seeing Three of Cups, and then I'm seeing Ace of Swords, and this feels like things can actually be reconciled with you and this person. Like that's actually possible. I'm going to clarify one of the cards. Maybe you're trying to see a much bigger picture here. The card that just came out to clarify is called the Fountain. I'll read the excerpt from this just because it feels significant sort of to what's going on here. It says, the fountain exists outside and beyond the cycles of birth, death, time, and form. It is the nameless, changeless source of which everything is a part. It is the waking from the dream of separateness and identity, and the recognition of oneself as not only connected to all things, but all things divine nature. When the fountain appears in your reading, relinquish all illusion of control and remain quiet. It invites you to observe, master less, and to just be, effortless and indistinguishable from life. You are the voice and the breath of the universe. And the card is speaking about oneness, a moment of cosmic clarity, being fully awake, the end of seeking, surrender to that which you are, whole and perfection, it says. And so there can be something going on here that is reflective of a process that you're going through right now that is likened to this aspect of yourself, but it can be something that feels really challenging. Like, this is a very heavy weight. Having 9 of Wands next to it speaks about a process that can be feeling very, very exhausting for you currently. And so now can be a time where you sort of, instead of having to do things and rush around, you can be like getting more still just to see things as clearly as possible, and maybe even like as zoomed out as you could possibly see things from, and that will be helpful. And maybe an impossible choice will seem much more possible then. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I'd like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.